welcome to Starcity Talks. I am joined today by my good friend, my brother, from another mother, Adam. We've spent many years. I suppose kind of. We've kind of known each other for many years, but we've also connected for many years now on several different levels. Music being the main one.
The main level, yeah.
The main one.
Yeah.
I actually met Adam at Abbey Road. We were both working there at the time.
True story.
And immediately we kind of just bonded over the fact that we both felt that, you know, even in such a place, we were real musicians who really cared about the music. And actually at the time, you were kind of, I think, sort of venturing into this place where you were like, I'm going to start doing more live.
Sure, that's it, yeah.
You were like, this is now, you're going to take this season to just work on being out and about.
That's it.
And kind of, you know, taking your music on the road and just getting on with it.
Yeah.
And essentially you kind of done most of that independently. Most of it.
Yeah.
So now you're here. You're with me.
That's it.
We've had a moment just to kind of catch up. But I wanted to just essentially start this conversation with you, just asking you about the live aspect. Like, first of all, in the last, because I know you've done quite a lot. So in the last couple of years, can you, first of all, tell me where's been your favorite place to go?
Sure.
And then...
Okay.
And then secondly to that, can you tell me, what the experience is like being an independent artist, traveling and having to do all of that sort of administration around a tour a lot yourself?
Sure, man, 100%. Yeah, thanks for having me. It's lovely to see you again.
Come on, man.
And it's really cool. We caught up a little bit just before we started now, and I wish we could have recorded some of that because it was podcast gold. But
yes.
We'll see if we can remember some.
But we should get some out here as well, do you know what I mean?
But no, mate, live is better than dead. And for me, like...
For sure.
I don't know, since the year before the pandemic was really key for me because it's the first time in 2019 that I'd played shows as an artist outside of the UK.
Oh, wow.
And no one told me that was really possible as an independent artist. It turns out it's the most important thing I could do because the rest of Europe are coming to London to try and make it as artists. And I'm very lucky, don't get me wrong, to have worked in some of the places I've worked and to be based in London. But almost I found personally for my story, me going the other way, it's been more beneficial because I stand out as the guy from London playing gigs in Germany and Switzerland or Poland or whatever. So 2019 was great. I signed with James Brown's old manager. He's called Super Frank, the loveliest guy. And we did a 6-month trial and it didn't work out for either of us too well, but we're still very good friends and he still advises me on what I'm doing. But he's from a very old school background, does a lot of stuff. He owns some TV stations now and does less in music. So I was just like, you know what? I don't think I need a manager. I just book my own gigs and mostly have a little team of radio pluggers and sometimes people that obviously engineers and people that will master my music. But I design everything myself and it won't be like it forever, but I think you have more control and until you're able to pay someone else to do a better job than you can do, you can't get anyone to do that job. So playing live is the most important thing for me. So getting out there, meeting people, and I know, and hopefully not in an arrogant way, but I know I can get on any stage or pub floor or living room or theatre, and if there's people looking at their phone, my goal is to have everyone in the room looking up at me for at least like a minute. And I'm like, then I know I've done a good job.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you don't want to command their attention in a like arrogant way, but you want to be so good and so humanly engaging that they're laughing or made to feel sad because of something you're singing. And I mean, it's interesting because on that note, a lot of people obviously come out to an event like this and then like you said, they then re-engage with their phone or something like that, which actually is disruptive to them being sociable, them enjoying their own time. I'm guilty of that as well.
I mean, we all are, but it's just fascinating, you know, myself included. I've been at concerts where, I think I'm a bit more mindful where I'm like, okay, I need to just capture a quick 15 seconds of this.
Just to show proof of life.
Just proof of life. I had a good time. But then equally, I want to be here having a good time and not just, it was, you know, watching it back tomorrow, like, wasn't that a wonderful concert that I wasn't at?
I feel like I have a tick sometimes. I'm like, oh, I'm having a good time. But I'm like, oh, it's been a couple of minutes since I checked my phone, get it? Oh, and I have to tell myself, no, leave it there.
Yeah.
Leave it there. Don't get it out.
It is that. There are moments where you've just got to resist it. Essentially, it's like, no, I felt the urge to do it, but if I'm going to change the habit, it means to not just give in to every urge I have. I think so far sounds do very well with that in terms of their model, trying to get people to put the phones down.
That's true.
You need to engage with the music. Do you know what I mean?
That reminds me of the second question you asked, which I didn't actually answer. I did a bit of a politician vibe on that.
Go on. Well
but
done. Well
basically, one of my favourite gigs that I played was in Chicago, and it was a house gig for Sofa Sounds.
Oh, yeah.
And it was really, really chill.
They do house gigs?
Oh, it was great, man. It was
amazing.
It was super, super cool. And for the purposes of visas, I'm talking about Chicago in my mind, but like, you know. But yeah, it was a house gig, and people were smoking weed, and it was just like, it's proper chill. And I think I was the oldest one there. But
how many people in the house?
Like 50 or 60.
Wow.
Yeah, it was like a big flat.
Yeah, lovely.
It was very cool. So yeah, it's just like when you get to connect with people, and I like to give the audience a little job because I can't afford a choir, so I'm like, guys, can you sing this with me? And most of the time they step up.
Do you know what? I've seen a couple of your videos where that actually is the vibe going down, and in fact, it's like you could technically have stepped out of the room and they are singing your chorus.
Well, that's my goal. I would love to be able to do that on the stage at Wembley, and then walk off stage and then just join everyone in the audience and do it.
Amazing.
And I did a gig the other day where I left everyone singing. I went to the bar and I got a pint of cider. And I was like,
serious?
Yeah, and I was like,
serious?
Small steps.
Yeah, mate, that is amazing. I mean, obviously as well, that's an audience experience that you're providing.
Yeah.
You know, because I think that is a part of, certainly the part of the show that I've seen, where it's like actually to be at one of your concerts means that you're going to not only see a great show, but you're going to be a participant in one.
I think so. I have to get the balance right, because sometimes I feel like these people are paid hard-earned cash to come to a show.
Yeah.
So they're being put to work as well.
I mean, well, yeah, I suppose there is a fine line. Like, don't make me sing the whole thing. Could you know what I'm saying? Because I'm tired, and actually, I've paid to see you entertain me. But equally, there is a unique part of being a part of the show that I think you do very, very well.
Oh, thanks, man.
And so I wanted to know, like, how, obviously, given that you've done a lot to get yourself to a show like the one in Chicago, for example, how do you find, like, your job is to relate to each audience? Like, you know what I mean? Like, particularly as an independent artist, how do you find that interacting with people, and perhaps kind of walking slightly out of your... Because here's the thing, just because you're a good artist and a good songwriter doesn't necessarily mean that you're an extrovert and you're able to be good with...
That's true.
You know, and also I think that some people would argue, I couldn't perform in front of 10 people, meanwhile they're waiting to do Wembley. So how do you balance that as well? Because there must be a difficulty in, like, okay, there's 20 people here versus I wanted 200. Equally, there must be some difficulty in, there's 2,000 people here and I was expecting 200. Do you know what I mean? So how do you navigate that?
I've not played 2,000. I played 1,000 people a couple of times, and that was cool. And it wasn't my audience. I was opening up for some other people. But, like, for me, I always remember, what's the reason I got into this? And I'm actually a shy human. I was a really shy kid.
Really?
And I've had to learn how to be an extrovert. And I realised that by writing a song, I can communicate stuff that I'm not able to say just in general conversation. When you start singing a song, you're going straight in at, like, level 5 deep conversation.
True.
But, like, if you meet someone on the street or at a party and you're like, so I'm crying because my cat died, you a little bit, or come across a bit more autistic than you might like to. Not there's anything wrong with that.
No, but I'm definitely on that
totally.
Hey, how are you? Well, actually, it's a lot to throw on someone.
My soul is aching. It's like, But in a song, no one bats an eyelid. It's like,
I mean,
that's
very, very true. That's very, very true.
But I come from, like, a working class background. And people say that, and it's like, oh yeah, working class, but I literally grew up with nothing, like, and so for me, the music that I make, that it's even got me out of the town I grew up in, I'm really thankful for that. And my dad's a mechanic, as my granddads were on both sides, and my uncles, they're very skilled people, and work hard, and I feel like, well, how can I work hard in what I'm doing? That's how I approach the art of the song. It's like if I was creating a car, this is my car. Like this is my thing I'm making. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I mean, that's a really deep approach.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people assume it's an easy route and it's an easy way to just, you know, if you've got talent, then it's almost like it could be an easy way to just be famous or make some money. And actually, the way you've just described it as something that I need to do my best at, I need to tangibly be skillful at this, and progress in this and evolve in this, as you know, as the world does and as technology does as well. There's a lot in that, mate. Do you know what I'm saying? You're a very deep person in that sense.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I definitely, when I was 16, I took myself off to play an open mic in North London. I grew up in South London. I didn't want anyone to hear me.
Wow.
And I got the guy at the sound desk to record it onto my mini disc player. That's how long ago it was.
Yeah.
I listened back to it and I'm like, it definitely wasn't good.
Serious?
And I don't know if anyone's heard Ed Sheeran's clip of him playing on Jonathan Ross show, like when he sang when he was like 13.
Yeah.
I'm like, no one, very few people start off like Pavarotti or whatever. It's
absolutely. And actually, you would question, the fact is that you're right, no one does. Even if the first video of you materializing seems like you are, it wasn't the first thing that you did, you know, and probably wasn't the first video. It was just the one that was first publicly made. And so there is a lot to that. And in fact, just on that note, I want to cover two things in this quickly. How did you get into it, and how do you know Ed?
So I got into music because there was a New Year's Eve party one year, and I remember afterwards everyone went home. I sat on top of the stairs and I said to my parents, I think I want to play the guitar, because I saw that Slash was Michael Jackson's guitarist for like a while, and I was like, that's pretty cool. And my parents got me a keytar player, which is like a keyboard but it's like a guitar. And so I tried that, and then I got piano lessons. And then when I was in school, I was always a quiet kid and I wasn't that sporty, so I got into some bands. My first band was called Compulsive Behaviour, and we weren't that great, but so we changed our name to Awkward Silence, true story.
Okay.
And then again, we still weren't that great. We changed our name to Accident Emergency, and then we broke up, and my friends went to university, and I decided I'm going to try it and just keep writing on my own, and that's what I've been doing ever since, I guess.
Oh, yeah. So at that time, were you also singing?
I was singing. I started off as a guitarist.
Yeah.
And my best mate, Charlie, he was the singer, and then he ended up getting more and more into guitar, and I ended up singing a bit more, and there's a bit of like rivalry, and it was like, and I realised, actually maybe I have something to say here.
That's what I'm saying.
But I remember the first song I ever wrote that meant anything to me, we went to Starbucks because we thought we were cool in Kingston upon Thames, right? And we, you know, when you're a teenage boy, all of the older women are always hotter than you might otherwise imagine. And I wrote a song about this particular barista called Fake Love Never Prospers. And it started off with a guitar solo, and it never went anywhere, but I'm proud of that. It was like... I thought
this woman worked in Starbucks, I'm assuming. Yeah. And you wrote a song about her.
Didn't even ask her name. I just like, I'm
it's
in
not
love.
necessary. It's not necessary for a song, though, sometimes. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, that is the kind of... That's the beauty of, like, creative artistry. You can just kind of do what you want with it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Go in any direction you like.
Absolutely, man. But, and then you mentioned about Ed. So I haven't seen him for a long time now. We have a few mutual friends, so I hear he's doing well, obviously.
I mean, I hear the
but
same.
I met him because either he messaged me or I messaged him on MySpace, because me and my friend Dan ran an open mic night in Tooting.
Okay.
And he came down to play this open mic. And the funny thing about that night, which I don't know if he remembers, but I remember it like this, in that the landlord of the pub had sold the pub, but didn't tell us as the open mic hosts, didn't tell the staff at the pub. And all of the stuff in the pub had been taken, like the chairs, and the electricity wasn't working.
Oh my God.
Some of the lights weren't working, so we had candles on. And I just remember, we did this open mic night was one of the last nights of this pub, which has now become a gastro pub, like a gentrified place.
Wow.
So he came down to that, and then we played a bunch of open mics together all across different parts of Camden and London. And then the last gig I played with him was I was opening up on the small stage at Barn on the Farm Festival, and he was headlining on the main stage. And after the gig, he said, we should do a beer sometime. But his album had already come out, I think, so it was like he flew in the nest.
Oh, sure. Yeah, sure. So he owes you a beer, basically.
Well, He did at one point. He did agree to play guitar in a music video for me because my mate Dan couldn't make it. And testament to Ed's hard work, he was the only one that turned up and said, "Yeah, I'll play guitar." And I bought him lunch, and I was like, "So maybe he owes me lunch, but I think we're good." Like, you know what I mean?
I mean, I'm sure he could chuck you a lunch.
Nah.
Do you know what I mean?
I think it's amazing what he has achieved.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
I know, like, he gets a lot of, in my opinion, a lot of flack from some of the younger generation coming up because like about the cultural appropriation, or whatever. But I just feel like he wants to celebrate music in every genre and culture.
Absolutely.
And,
I mean, to be honest, he's entered the stage of being a prolific songwriter.
Oh, yeah.
And I think at that stage, the exploration, you've got to venture out. Obviously, he's obviously been influenced. He's lived in London. London is a very multicultural, hub.
Yeah,
of creativity. And so, I think what he's done is pretty cool, to be honest with you.
Yeah. He's a nice man as well. Like, because I know that fame and success can often change the people around you. But and obviously everyone's changing all the time because we're all evolving, hopefully for better. But he seems to be the same grounded guy, and I just wish him all the luck in the world. So,
Well, that's
top
cool.
geezer.
Man. Yeah. He's a top guy.
Yeah.
You have just recently, I think, released a song. This is who we are.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's old school. But I just popped it out again. Like,
well, it's definitely appropriate for the now,
mate.
When did you write it then?
So that's a really old song.
Really?
Yeah. Like, oh mate, thanks for bringing that up.
I assumed it was quite new because I just thought, wow, this guy's really on the money right now.
I wrote that song around the time I was doing open mics with Ed, and it was like. I don't know, like, age myself, because my stage age obviously is 21.
Oh yeah, of course.
But it was a long time ago.
I thought it was 19, to be fair. So,
but actually, when I
suspected,
it was about 4 years ago. We redid it at Tile Yard.
Oh
with
yeah,
some live drums, and
because it's a really clean recording. It's like a really wholesome.
Yeah, no, I love that song. And my mate Wolf's playing violin on it, and Alex is playing cello, and. There's lots of different versions of that song, and I still think that song has lots of life. And my old manager, who managed James Brown, Super Frank, big up, he loved that song, and he was like, "So we don't have to budget, but I think we need a really big stage show for this song." Blah blah blah.
Wow.
Because we trialed it in like a Rihanna style R&B version, which worked. And but the song's actually about the church I grew up in, and the vicar of the church would let me rehearse there with my rock band. And then on a Sunday, he would let all the homeless people come in with their dogs and cans of beer. And at the end of the service, everyone would just bring lunch. And there'd be people from Korea and parts of Africa and America. And people would just share their lunch. And I was like, I'm a little bit bored by the service sometimes because I'm like a teenager. But I love this like food sharing.
Yeah.
I was like, if heaven does exist, it's going to be like this.
Oh, I mean, absolutely.
So that's kind of what that song's about. It's about that. But like... I feel like every couple of years, if something happens politically or in the world, I'm like, no, this song's got some legs because, like, it's about how we're stronger together than separate. And
absolutely, man.
It seems to me that like people keep trying to, like, Brexit's all about us being independent.
Yeah.
and like
it's divisive.
Do you know what I mean? And it's like being divisive doesn't. You can't think like that. You have to think, how can we bring each other up? And
absolutely.
Maybe that's naive, but
no. Listen, mate, I totally agree.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot easier in this world to be a victim of circumstances and of other people and of trauma, and you know, we can both agree. Yeah. We ourselves, outside of music, have gone through some hard things.
Oh hell yeah,
right. Had to fight some fights and had to battle some battles and had to overcome some stuff.
Oh yeah, mate.
Right. And so that part of being human is represented in all of us, but I think. Some are manipulated to believe that it's someone else's fault, or it's it could be prevented if XYZ was dealt with, and it's kind of like if that's now I don't know, the agenda is just a little bit off in my opinion right now, and I think actually. Music is like this space where you should be, I mean, in my opinion, because not everyone does, but in my opinion, it should be a place where we're going to try and uplift, we're going to try and unite, we're going to try, don't get me wrong, I also want to tell the truth of my humanity, which isn't always the high life, and it's not always a good thing. But I do believe that, the divisiveness of society, I think, a song like that, again, the reason why I mentioned it is because, one, I thought it was new. It's the first time obviously, because I've only recently heard it.
Yeah, that's
do you see what I mean? So I was like, it must be.
That's great.
But that is another point, is like, actually, more so now, with the way music is being released, is that the day you hear a song is the day it was released.
That's true, yeah. That's amazing, right?
You know?
The good songs should be timeless.
Yeah.
And there's certain friends of mine who are engineers who have been working in music a lot longer than I have. And there's one friend in particular, I'll bring him my production to mix, and he's like, what is this? What have you brought me? And he'll sometimes use much more colourful language than that. But at the beginning I was like, he's just being mean. And now I'm like, he's doing me a service, because actually I'm not just paying him to torment me. Actually, I'm paying him to quality check it, to make sure that if someone in 50 or 100 years gets their ears on it, that they have a chance of enjoying it and being moved by it. And but it never used to be like that. I used to be like, I should put anything out. That's another approach.
I mean, I don't think, again, that's part of an artist's journey, I believe, actually, because there is a season for that.
Yeah, for sure.
Put anything out. There might also be a season for take some stuff down.
That's true. I definitely need to go back.
Do you know what I mean? I think leaving as much up as is important to highlighting the whole of the journey.
Yeah, man.
But there's a season for it. But I totally agree in the timelessness of making sure the song has been checked and it's, you're happy with it before it's released, because again, however you said, like 4 or 5 years ago you put that song out. I mean, I wouldn't have known that.
Oh, that's awesome.
I literally thought it was like 4 or 5 days ago that you put that song out, really.
Mate, you know what? And I know we're not here to talk politics, but I all the flag situation, what's going on. Yeah,
and that's because obviously that's what I thought it was. I thought you had kind of.
Well, yeah, but that song came to mind, and I was like, this is because ultimately, as the UK, as Great Britain, we have an identity crisis.
100%.
And I believe that's why the far right are having a bigger voice, because we're just a little bit too relaxed about who we are.
Yeah.
And if you go to the US, everyone's American. Like, they could be Arabic, Muslim, or Christian, or Jamaican, or wherever. You're American first. Yeah. And you celebrate your culture.
Absolutely.
Whereas in the UK, we're not proud to say we're British for whatever reason.
No, it's a weird one.
We should be.
Well, absolutely, absolutely. I think because it's because there's levels to all of it.
100%. Yeah,
that's kind of the problem, is that you have people who are actively just racist.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Who have the opportunity now to be more racist.
Yeah.
But then you actually have like a real deep, like you said, like a real deep, like longing for identity. That's more so, which is like, actually, who are we?
Yeah.
Who are we? And actually, we're British.
That's it, yeah.
We should own it, but in a way where it's inclusive and not divisive.
That's true. So the thing that moved me and made me think really deeply about this was I saw this picture from a Pakistani family holding up the Union Jack. I think they live in Birmingham, and they were like, we're proud to be British. Like, we've come here as part of the Windrush generation, and this country has been so good to us, and I was like, well, they're happy to celebrate being British. Yeah. How can I do that? And I don't know. But then you see people hijacking what it might mean to be British. And
and I think that's probably the concern. But again, that lies in people who are just after divisiveness. Yeah. There's often an agenda.
There's fear at the heart of it, isn't it?
Because also, look, what it is it's like, it's money.
Yeah.
And it's power.
It's true, 100%, yeah.
And it might be one or two individuals who are able to move the minds of many through, various propaganda.
Yeah, man.
But here's the thing, is that they are tapping into genuine fear. Yeah. Like, they're tapping into a genuine part of our lack of identity and our, but they're kind of manipulating it for some, and that's where I think it's getting a bit out of hand. Yeah. But I feel like, again, when I heard your song, I just thought, this is just so appropriate for a time such as now. And it's so fascinating that you wrote it so long ago, because isn't that just what music should do? It's totally. Like, it should just...
That's it. Do you know that song, actually? Another story comes to mind is I used to work for the YMCA in Wimbledon. And it was my first proper job. I was 19. I got given an office and a phone, and I was working with the kids in South Wimbledon, and we'd run music nights and rap workshops and all kinds of stuff like that. And there was a particular project that I'm really proud of that happened, was all the churches in Wimbledon and all of the mosques in the area would get together, and all of the Muslims from the mosque would go to the church and have tea and like biscuits, and they would celebrate the distinctive parts of what it means to be a Christian. And then the Christians from the churches of Wimbledon would go to the mosque.
Wow.
And would have some food there and try and understand what they're celebrating, who they are. And I just thought, this is amazing. I was very young, but I was like, this is amazing. And I wrote the song around that time as well. So I thought, this is an amazing piece of work. But I don't think that stuff happens as much, or if it does, it doesn't get celebrated, because it's like,
no, you're
that's
right.
who we are, right?
Well, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think this is where what I think is missing really is just more conversation.
That's it.
And safe spaces. And here's the thing, safe spaces to disagree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Oh, 100%.
I don't have to... It's funny because how quickly people go to insult, anger, hatred when we disagree, and that then becomes actually the conflict itself is just now he said, she said, he said, she said, and we haven't dealt with the underlying issues that we all would like to resolve.
100%.
But we just need to be able to somewhat sit slightly more uncomfortably with each other.
Yeah, man.
And also be open to the fact that, look, I feel a certain way about certain things, but I also have to accept that I'm not right about everything.
That's it. Yeah, 100%.
And therefore, I can disagree with you, but I can also empathise that you have been brought up a certain way, you've heard certain things, been exposed to certain things, and you would really think and feel a certain way. Now, if we can just have a conversation at that point,
mate.
we might not ever have tea and biscuits.
Yeah.
But we might just be able to not hate each other tomorrow.
Love that, yeah.
And cause you to be uncomfortable or, suffer or vice versa.
That's it. Things I look at the younger generation, like the Gen Zers or whatever, like there isn't, in my view, it doesn't look like there's as much hatred there. Like it feels like there's a lot more just crossover and celebration and I think the issues at political level.
Absolutely. Well, I think, again, at political level is where agenda lies and where power lies. Because at the end of the day, what an individual is swaying eventually is a vote.
Yeah, that's it, innit? Yeah,
eventually.
100%. Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Whatever you and I conclude on today, if we go back to our lives and someone else somehow presents to us, I can see your problems, but I can also help you with them. Yeah. That's what all of this has meant.
That's it, yeah.
You know, because that vote to that person enables that person's agenda, that person's power, selfish ambition.
That's it.
To just, do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Do you know what though? Like, we're having this political chat. I'm happy for it to be edited out, but whatever you decide. But for me, like the reason why I got into writing songs is because as soon as you start talking about something, people might switch off if you mention something they don't like. But if you write a song that makes someone feel something, you can't deny that feeling. It's
absolutely. And I think that in itself is a very powerful way of communication.
Yeah, man.
I mean, music, songs have always been a way of communicating, and I think it really is a safe media to touch the souls of people.
Yeah,
partly because music in itself is emotive.
Yeah,
right.
True. Yeah.
You and I know you write something at a major scale, it's going to generate certain emotions versus a minor scale.
That's
right?
True.
Basic
Which is
level.
the minor scale way cooler.
Yeah, I mean, way cooler, way cooler.
Who wants happy songs?
Yeah,
occasionally.
Occasionally. You need to throw one in every 10
that's
because
it.
you know you're not trying to depress your entire audience forever. But we know on that level, as basic as that is, the impact that has on someone listening to the song.
Yeah, sure.
So the moment you now are already tapping into emotions and now have lyrics which go deeper, and oftentimes the song format can be replayed. Someone once told me that more US citizens know the lyrics to Kendrick Lamar's most recent song than they would the most recent speech of the president, and it's true because of not only repetition but where it's hosted, the Super Bowl. Do you know what I mean? It's like, okay, that's crazy. So it's a very, very powerful medium to translate messages.
That's true, yeah.
And I think, and I personally take that responsibility quite seriously.
Yeah, that's great. Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean? And I don't think we all have to.
No.
Because also it's also fun. It's also like nothing. I can't be like, well, if I take it too seriously, but in reality my next single gets 21 plays.
Yeah.
How seriously should I have taken it?
That's it.
Do you see what I mean?
I see it.
Versus the responsibility of perhaps someone like Drake or Ed to be a bit more cautious about what you're telling people.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I think that's often why, again, certain artists won't get involved in politics because they are so influential, and it's just like, you will sway someone in a direction you're not even sure about if you're not careful.
Do you know what? Someone really close to me told me not to post that song, because I posted it with a picture of the Union Jack with like different people's hands, different coloured skins.
It was beautiful.
Saying, this is who we are.
Yeah.
And even now I'm like, part of me, like commercially, is like, is this going to put some people off? And I'm like, part of me is like, well, if that's the people that are going to put off, so be it. You know what I mean?
I mean, that is like, oh man, that's like a moral...
Yeah, because I'm like, maybe
like,
got 5 less people that are going to buy my album. But
and
like,
I love that. I don't think enough people think
I
like
died on that hill
though.
That, you know, I thought very long and hard about that post. I'm like, nah, I stand by this.
That's amazing.
This is my country, you know.
There's a lot, and I mean, obviously, I'm glad we've spoken about this because you've given that a lot of thought, and I love the fact that you have also, again, you've rationally decided this could cost me something.
Yeah.
And I think actually that in itself shows so much about your character.
Oh, bless you.
Because in this industry, people aren't prepared to lose anything.
No, that's right, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, the thing is, when you have next to nothing, you don't mind losing it. Because it's like, for me, cause it's I don't have like a whole empire of...
I hear that, but also it's like when you are growing one, you've also decided, actually, I want to grow with an audience that sees who I am and what I represent.
That's true.
Like, for example, I'm not just going to take your money and your vote and go, yeah, cool, I'm rich now, see you later. Which is, again, if we parallel that, that's what a lot of these politicians are doing.
That's true, yeah.
They go, it doesn't matter. I just want to take your money. I want to take your vote. Then I can do what I want with it.
That's it.
Whereas you're actively saying, actually, I stand for something.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, you're not saying it in every single song, here's my agenda.
No.
But on this occasion, you said, I stand for something. I'm aware of the consequences of standing for something. Yeah, man. But I'm going to stand anyway.
Absolutely. Do you know where we're recording this today, the music venue around the corner, Sound Lounge?
Yes.
Yeah, they had some issues.
I'm aware of that.
It's rough, man. It's like, because for years they've done nothing but serve the community.
That's what I mean.
And it's like, that was the thing that made me tip over the edge. I was like, no, I'm not, this is too far now. You know what I mean? It's like...
Honestly, my dad actually does a lot of, he's essentially a full-time bass player at this point in time. But he does a lot of work with the guys at the Sound Lounge.
Yeah. He plays bass up here.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
That means he's good.
I mean, he's very, very good. Shout out to Pops. Yeah, he does his thing.
Yeah.
But, he shared that news with me a little while ago, and it was, I was just really disappointed because obviously what they represent is very much a community-based thing of bringing people together, essentially in United Kingdom.
Yeah, exactly.
You come through those doors, we're all here, we're all together, we're all celebrating the same thing.
Yeah.
And, for them to have had their glass shattered and vandalized is just really sad. And again, whether or not the point of being proud of, because again, I don't disagree with being proud with British, but when 2% of that crowd end up doing things like that, it doesn't help the crowd.
No, I agree with you.
And they're not to blame, but it's just not helpful. It's not nice.
I think there's like a gang of like 20 people that did all that stuff. And part of me is like, well, I would love to sit down with those people and ask them why. And there's a certain point I think you have to draw a line at some point where you're like, you're just nasty people, and that is it. That could be. And
to be fair though, that exists in every pocket of every society.
Absolutely right.
Do you know what I mean? So it's like, if you are hateful and violent and nasty, and you see opportunity, then that's it.
But then by the opposite effect, God rest his living soul, Trump said recently that. Definitely want to edit this out, but he basically was saying, you're saying that once you're a criminal, and like if you have those bad values, that's it for life. And I'm like, well, I want to believe the best in someone, even if it's like 1% or like 0.1%.
100%.
But
listen,
some people make it hard sometimes.
Well, look, I think that all bad people can do good, and all good people can do bad.
Yeah, 100%.
Right?
That's good. That's a lyric.
You know what I mean? Yeah, there you go, some gold. But isn't that just...
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, of course. And also, people can change.
Yeah.
Like, I think, in fact, change is inevitable, but growth is something that you have to work towards.
Yes, mate.
So whilst we can all change, I think if, some people won't necessarily grow because they're quite happy to be
That's true.
the way they are.
That's true, man.
You know?
Do you know what? I come in here today and knowing what happened with the Sound Lounge around the corner and stuff, it brings it up. Like, I feel as an artist, I wouldn't be doing what I do justice to not even acknowledge it.
No, absolutely, man.
Yeah,
absolutely. And in fact, the good news on their front is that I think they'd started a GoFundMe.
Yeah,
and I think so. I think that again, the community has stepped up and gone. That's not right.
No.
The acts of a few people shouldn't necessarily determine what happens to you guys,
Absolutely.
and so they're okay.
I just hope the police are more vigilant about that, and I don't know, for this time, because I just feel like, I don't know, it's rough, man.
Yeah, it is. But again, I think when people like yourself are prepared to do things like you've done, I think that also is very important.
Yeah.
And actually says a lot.
You know what it is? It's my youth work background. I'm just like,
yeah.
You just wanna have a conversation and fix it, but some things take a lot longer than others.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, we don't necessarily expect deep change overnight.
Nah.
But it is small things, and it is people just stepping up and being we're all part of this community one way or another, right?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
And I think we've all got a responsibility to be communal. It's there's no point in anyone shutting down conversation. There's no point in anyone just formulating their opinion and wrestling with it. It's like we've got to be prepared to change together, to evolve together. New things are coming in, old things are going out, and again, divisiveness is not going to be helpful.
100%.
And I think music is centered to actually bringing people together.
Definitely.
In today's society.
Mate, I love that. That's great.
Just generally speaking.
Definitely.
So talk to me, man. You got any shows coming up?
I do. I actually...
Any at the Sound Lounge? Strangely enough. Have you performed there before, by the way?
I've never performed there.
You need to come perform there, man.
I would love to. Well, I'll come and play there if you come do something with me.
Wow. Okay.
I mean,
we could make that work. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So, all right.
Even if it's like tambourine or something, but I know you're
I got an egg shaker somewhere, so I can definitely do something like that.
No, I've always meant to. I bumped into Kieran and Hannah at a BBC event a few years ago.
Oh yeah.
And the most wonderful. I think it was before they even opened it up.
Oh really?
And so I've been following the journey online for such a long time.
Yeah.
And I've just recently moved back into the local area. So
okay.
It's on my list
it's on the cards.
Get involved.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
So I mean, I can make a bag of coffee as well. So maybe I'll work there. But putting it out there.
Come on, man.
But not there. But I'm playing at West Hampstead Arts Club on October 4th.
Okay.
With an artist called Avery, who I think you know.
Yes.
And again in London on the 1st of November with an artist called Benjamin Bretz, who has recently been on German national TV.
Awesome.
Because he was going to represent Germany for Eurovision, but he didn't make the mark.
Okay.
But he's coming over to play my gig with me, which would be fun.
Wow.
So,
where is that gig?
West Hampstead Arts Club.
Okay.
The owner there, Terry, he's very kindly given me upstairs, and I can run as many events as I want. And doing this little residency once a month just to test the water.
Wow.
But the possibility of next year I might do a weekly event with my record label, Pensive Pop.
Okay.
So if you know any artists that want to come play North London, pop it on. It's a nice little venue. It's like 25-30 cap. Brilliant. So you can sell it out, and it's like...
on that note, though, would you be up to artists reaching out to you to perform there as well?
100%. Yeah, please get in touch.
Okay. How would they do that?
Just on Instagram.
Okay.
Or adamwedd@gmail.com. I'm not big enough to not be able to get through my messages, so yeah, get involved.
Okay, right, yeah, sure. Adam's accountable, basically.
If you tell me a dad joke, I'll be even happier.
Hey,
it's good currency.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I could use a few of those.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So if you've got them, please feel free to send them in.
My daughter started texting me them now.
Are you serious?
I'm like, yes, winning. The brainwashing has paid off.
She's doing the legwork for you, basically.
And likewise, I send her memes.
Right.
I sent her a meme the other day, which was like of a fork on a forklift, and it was just like forklift, and I was like, this is great. And she did like a yawning gif.
Dad jokes in the form of memes.
Yeah.
I absolutely love
2025 people.
I mean, that's what it is, because actually memes are their language. But you're lowering it to the quality of dad jokes at the same time.
Exactly.
I love that, mate.
So the goal is to do these these residency shows at Westhampton Arts Club, and they're on sale on C tickets.
Okay.
But next September, I'm announcing it now, I haven't told anyone yet, but I've got my album launch.
All right.
September 24th, 2026. So not this year, but next year.
Okay.
Because I'm not Ed Sheeran, I need a year to sell out a venue this big.
Hey.
Based in Stratford at the Cart and Horses, which
Wow.
is owned by Iron Maiden.
Right.
And they've kindly let me use their venue.
Wow.
To
What's
do my
the
album
date?
launch.
What's the date?
24th of September 2026.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Tickets on sale at the end of this month.
Okay.
Not sure when this is going out, but yeah, they'll be on sale soon.
Okay. Yeah. This is coming out at end of September.
Sick.
So before your first gig, yeah.
Well, I can announce it. Yeah, tickets on sale now.
Oh yeah, well there you go. Yeah, right now. We'll put a link in it.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
yeah,
You can
make
get
sure
a
there's
general
link there.
ticket, or you can get a ticket with a CD or a ticket with a vinyl.
Okay. What about a ticket and a meet and greet?
Meet and greet? Well, I'm going to be there, so I'm not running away.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have an opinion on that yet, but I don't think I'm at a level where I can charge people just for my time, like just to chat to me.
I mean,
I'll
I think it's a bit of a weird thing. I mean, admittedly, if you've got to stick around after a Wembley gig and meet 1,000 people,
Yeah.
you might need that compensated a little bit. But
I think you're right.
but
my
outside of that,
level, we're good. Yeah, like buy a t-shirt or whatever. Like
Yeah. Literally.
Buy me a
what I mean?
coffee.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's just like if we're gonna meet and greet, then that's it.
Do you know what I mean?
Like,
It's
respectfully, we've done it now. Keep it moving.
I did hear, Matt Healy from 1975.
Yeah.
He said, if you're going to do a meet and greet, get people to pay you in cash, because you'll feel a lot differently if they're giving you 50 quid in cash just to have a picture with you. You'll feel a bit dirty about it.
I suppose.
But then I did a
point.
tour with a band last year from the US, and they did a meet and greet, and their fans are honestly amazing, and they just they did the meet and greet, but then after the show they'll be chatting to them as they get into the tour bus and getting pictures, and I'm like, you know what? It's another way to make money, and if people want to pay it, that's cool, but don't have to.
Yeah.
But if you can make yourself accessible anyway, I guess that's...
Well, yeah, I mean, long term, keeping a fan, keeping, someone to meet you briefly shouldn't be too much. Like I said, if we got to talk about numbers at some point, but generally speaking, I do think that a quick hello, maybe a quick photo opportunity is just, that's cool.
That's it. But I have to say, the level I'm at, it's like, just please come to a show. I promise I'll be good.
Yeah.
Like, have a picture if you want. It's like...
Just first of all, get your ticket and then we'll talk.
Exactly. I mean, I need a picture of you just so I can remember, because I'm getting older now.
Yeah, it helps. Do you know what I mean? Not only take a photograph, but send it to me directly. Do you know what I mean? Here's my number.
As a prompt. This is what you were doing. It's good, man.
Okay, so lots of gigs coming up. All right, so just lastly, if we can, man. Obviously, you've kind of done a lot since I've known you. You've done a lot. You are traveling quite a lot.
Yeah.
Obviously, you are a family man as well.
Yeah.
And you have, in the middle of that, held down various other positions.
Yeah.
How do you cope? Like mentally, where do you draw your strength from?
Yes.
And obviously, I think for the most part, and I honestly, this is deep now, because I think you are a very positive person, and I don't mean to put pressure on you as an individual when I say that, because I don't want you to think that that's just all I take from you. But given what I know about you and the things that you have been through and the things you've done, I know that you have a very positive outlook on life, and so how are you doing that?
Oh mate, well firstly, today was not a good day. I woke up today and I was just, some days you're just like, you feel the weight of the world, like, and it's not on my shoulders, but everything going on in the US and Middle East and in this country, you're like, you just feel it. And then in your personal life, you have stuff, and I was just like, I could not get going. I had a coffee, did some yoga, eventually got to a place of like, I'm going to see my mate Jay, this is going to be nice. But actually, it was a struggle today. And some days are like that, and other days you're getting up and bouncing because you want to check on a mix, something you're working on, and that gets me out of bed. Because yesterday, a friend of mine is doing some drums for my album. He sent me the drum stems, and I'm like, this sounds great. It brings it to life, and I'm very excited about that. But positivity is, I think I have to practice it because it's actually really tough. And as a songwriter, I want to write from a place of reality, and so I find it tough. At gigs, sometimes it's quite funny because I have a joke with the audience. I say, I am a singer-songwriter deep down, and that's what I do, and by definition, we only have a finite number of happy, upbeat songs. So I'm trying to practice the discipline of writing happy songs, but it still has to be real happiness and
absolutely
not fabricated.
No,
so,
no.
Yeah.
And that kind of is really what I get from you is like, it's not you don't, every conversation you and I have had has not necessarily been you telling me about a positive thing that's happened in your life.
Right.
And in fact, on many occasions, sometimes quite the opposite.
Right. Oh, sorry about that.
It's no. But that's the reality. We both have shared some deep stuff, right, with each other over the years.
Absolutely.
Which isn't all positive.
No.
But what I'm saying is like that you come around to a place, and again, positivity isn't the only thing. There's strength, there's resilience, there's like endurance that you're displaying as well to go through some of these things. And when you put the pressures of being a musician, of having to travel, obviously also leave family, leave routine to go and do that. Like mentally, that's got to be quite a lot.
Yes, it's true. I mean, that it feeds back into us on that note is like, I heard an artist say this once. They're like, well, if I'm going to leave my family for a few weeks or, you know, a few months, I haven't had to do that yet, and that would be tough. But like, you want to make sure you have 12 good reasons to do that in the form of 12 amazing songs. Wow. So part of me doing my albums, like, well, what am I willing to go and promote that's going to make me leave my family for 2 weeks at a time? And that makes me like, well, they have to be 12 of the best songs or whatever to do that. So. But I think I've been lucky as well because my parents have always been very emotionally intellectual and helped me understand it's okay to be happy and sad, and it's how you express that, and angry, and how you deal with those emotions. So I think that's a big part of it as well. But yeah, man, I'm excited to get on the road. I'm doing a show in Hamburg as well in October, which would be cool. This venue I've always wanted to play, and I've never been able to get a gig there. And finally they're like, okay, we want you. And I'm like, yes. So that's cool.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's gonna be fun.
That's amazing, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a really good way to kind of round that off with just, again, full circle really, I think, mate. I
just think, for me, I'm prepping for next year because the album's coming out and I want to tour as much as I've ever toured, but keep the mental health as positive as can be. Yeah. And so far, my whole career has been dipping my toes in. Sure. For a week at a time, 2 weeks at a time, and next year I feel like let's just go and do it.
I hear you.
I'm not sure if I will be able to, but we're going to give it a good whirl. You know
if someone was listening right now who's kind of like, you know, maybe a few years behind where you are, what advice would you give them in terms of, you know, performing, releasing music, consistency, you know, and lastly dealing with some of the ups and downs?
Wow, that's big. Yeah, I don't always think I'm the best person to give advice, but I will say that because I don't want to be like one of those teachers that are like, I'm just teaching because I didn't actually make it.
No, but from your experience,
my experience, I guess for me, like,
it's valuable. Your experience.
You have to be true to yourself. Yeah. Because if you spend a lot of time and money on creating songs that you're not going to believe in a few years down the line, you're not going to be motivated to get out of bed and go and play to a room of 5 people to promote it, because that's what you all have to do. Like, and some artists say, I remember that one time when I played to 5 people or to no one, and I'm like, well, for me, sometimes that's been more than like 5 or 10 times. You just have to get up and go out there and play to whoever might be willing to listen. Yeah. But connect with the humanity of those people, and don't just run on a script, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, for me, that's what I'm trialing. But but play open mics. Play as many open mics as you possibly can. London has the biggest concentration of open mic nights in the world, and that blows my mind. Really. Yeah. people travel to this city to play music because they want to make it, but you could play 3 open mics every single night of the week for 6 months and still not reach all of them in this city. It is amazing. Wow. So yeah, man.
So you just got to get involved in that scene, really. Is that something as simple as searching open mic nights in London? Yeah,
type whatever town you're in London, or even in the country, type in open mic night and then your town, and you'll find somewhere. And if you're not sure, send me an Instagram message and I'm sure I can help you find somewhere to go and play, because at the very least, you will make a new friend, and if you film yourself doing it as well, you can work on your performance for next time. Yeah. And some of my most fun nights of my life are when I have a night off and playing a gig. I don't just want to stay at home watching Netflix. I'll go and play an open mic somewhere just to test out some new stuff. And it's a nice little hustle, because there's always someone better than me and always someone worse than me. So I'll always come away feeling like I can grow, but also I did a good job, you know. It's
That's
like,
amazing,
yeah.
man. That's amazing. I love that.
Yeah.
That's just like loving what you do. No nights off as such, but let's go do something.
Yeah, man.
Get involved.
This city's great for live music. It's on a Sound Lounge. I think they might run an open mic. Yeah,
I'm sure they do. We'll plug that if there is one, but I'll put a link into it as well, because the Sound Lounge, again, if you're local to Sutton, which obviously Starcity Studios is in, then great venue for performing in and obviously connecting with a wider community of musicians as well. So
sweet,
bro. Thank you for your time.
Oh, what a pleasure, man. It's so nice to see you.
Appreciate you too, man. But you'll be back.
Oh, I'd love to be back. Yeah, we need to. We wrote a tune a while ago. We need to.
Yeah. Maybe that makes the album. We'll see.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Love, bro. Peace, guys.